Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I was due in Nashville, Tennessee. And today I'm just doing a little bit of repairs in my shop. And, I was thinking I might head back to my base in a little bit and poke around. And, oh yeah, by the way, I had a baby. Well, really, my wife had a baby. And we are both really excited about the baby. We have been home now. This is our second day back at home after being at the hospital or whatnot. The baby's name is Corinne Amelia Hills, and she is a wonderful, she was born at 7 pounds, 13 ounces. I don't know how much she is now. I don't have that accurate a scale just like on me. Oh, wait, we do have that postage scale, and she does... I might get back to you with a more accurate weight. Regardless, we are both very excited about her. Now, I've got to be a little bit quieter than usual because she's sleeping right now. She is generally a pretty well-behaved baby, though. Like this morning, we've kind of got the crib near the bed because we don't have a huge apartment. And so this morning, after her mama fed her, put her down in the crib, she just sat there and stared at her mama for about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours, while I sat there and played iPhone games, just kind of keeping her company. Just saying, hey, how's it going? That sort of thing. I could have just gone back to bed at that point because I was pretty tired and the baby was going to just do her own thing regardless. But I mean, hey, I like playing games on my iPhone too sometimes. And let me tell you, sitting in the hospital is a great time to do it. And also sitting up with the baby. Now, my wife has, let's see, anything in here that I need? Let's see. Yeah, so the reason that you haven't had any videos for a long while is that my wife actually started going into labor a few days ago. Oh, this is new. What is this? It appears to be some sort of plus cube. Wonder what it's for. Well, it might be trapped, but like if it was trapped, well, there's definitely nothing under it, right? Let me hop down here real quick. Yeah, nothing under it. Whoa. Well, I almost created my own trap there. Let's kind of nip at one of the sides here. Oh, hey, there's a chest inside. Wonder what it is. It is a build-off book. Well, I don't know what that is. Dear Hermit, your friends Corrales and B00 are having a build-off at the Hermitcraft spawn village at a currently undecided time. We need your help in assembling a large variety of materials for our builders to build with. If you would like to donate any resources to the competition, please do so by visiting the spawn. There will be signs to direct you to the building area, where you will find some chests to put your resources in. Thank you for your time, Isuma. Yeah, well, that was about the best Isuma, that you're going to hear all week, so you're welcome for that excellent Isuma impression. Where was I? So, anyway, we had this big tornado, thing come through town a few days ago, and so the change in pressure sent my wife into labor a little bit early. Well, technically, she was like 2 days after the baby's due date at that point, or like 1 day after. I don't know. I haven't really been sleeping much, so all the days are kind of running together. But so anyway, she was like, kind of went into labor early, and so she was in a lot of pain for a while, and we went to the hospital once, and they were like, no, you're not ready yet, and because, like, they tell you if you're having contraction of a certain length, which is like your muscles contracting to try and, get ready to drop the baby lower so the baby can be born. Anyway, so, if you have a certain rate of contractions, they tell you should come in even if you don't think they're that bad, because, like, sometimes it's hard to tell, for people who haven't had babies before, like, whether or not they're actually in labor. And so we actually ended up going to the hospital first, and they triaged us and sent us home. Then, what's all this? Joe, I still owe you a saddle from the wolf from Generic B's place. Oh, man, I owe Cilantro Gamer 2 saddles, and I'll have to bring those up to him in Ohio. Okay, so anyway, we won't need this baby pig anymore for me to practice on, because I am now a real daddy. But, anyway, let's see. Where was I? Yeah, so there was a big tornado thing, high pressure system, low pressure system. So anyway, after 2 trips to the hospital, when they were like, "No, you're not ready yet. Come back later." The baby was finally, my wife's water finally broke. I guess 36 hours after she went into labor, and so we went back to the hospital a 3rd time, and it was kind of like, by that point we were both exhausted. Wow, this story is going very poorly. I'm very tired, clearly. Also, I should figure out what I want to build over here. Maybe, let's see. I like my little shabby L there. I'm going to leave that. So anyway, the baby took like another 24 hours. No, wait, is that right? No, because we went in at like 9 a.m. Sorry. So even after her water broke, the baby still took like another 21 hours to actually be born. And so that was a very long and drawn-out process. I think it was 50 hours of labor all told. Luckily for me, my wife is very resilient and was in reasonably good spirits the whole time. I mean, there's a lot of pain involved, but she wasn't like being mean about it or anything. So, that's a good sign that I picked well. Anyway, let's see. So yeah, let me think about the delivery room was a lot bigger and a lot nicer than I expected, with like fancy hardwood floors and stuff. Because I think that they figure when you're in labor, they don't want you like second guessing the quality of the hospital, because if you're like in a screaming amount of pain. Yeah, I ripped out a bunch of brick from this earlier to put into the courthouse. It looks kind of horrible now. I don't know. I might gather some wool. But anyway, yeah, they don't want you second guessing how the quality of the hospital at the point where you're actually like there and in labor. So they have the nice fancy floors and the nice fancy. They had like a huge jacuzzi hot tub thing for the ladies that don't want to have any sort of painkilling medicine. And originally, Marion's plan was to not have any sort of painkilling medicine. But she kind of gave up on that after, the labor started running into like hour 25 or something. There was just not a good, it was not going to happen realistically at that point. She had just been there way too long. Let's see if Isima's in the nether so I can actually sleep. Because otherwise this video will not include me running around in the middle of the night gathering wool. Or maybe it will, who knows. Well, I guess I could always go downstairs and mine. I haven't had time to, like, sort out exactly what this video was going to be about, other than that it was going to be about, like, me talking about the baby. And, oh, thank you, Iron, for returning to the chest undesirably. So from what I heard, okay, boom, I could drag that across there. Cool. So, let's see. But yeah, the room was a lot nicer than I expected, so that was kind of cool. Except that it had this terrible chair thing that you could kind of sleep on for the husband or whatever. It was pretty terrible. I didn't get a lot of sleep in the hospital. So there's my nether portal back. No interest in that right now. Probably should bring torches if I'm going to be mining. Sorry, I am super sleepy. Okay, so I'm probably going to start doing more videos in the next few days. This is just kind of a test to see how terrible an idea it is for me to be doing videos at all. Because, like I said, obviously tired, obviously still trying to work around my wife and the baby. But okay, so here we are. Got some coal. Well, I guess coal and charcoal aren't really different in this. I was thinking like in Feed the Beasts are treated a lot differently. But anyway, the room was super nice. It took forever. I spent a lot of the time just reading out loud to Marion. I've been reading her Discworld by Terry Pratchett. The first book in the Discworld series is The Color of Magic. Yes, but it's really good, and she enjoyed that. And I've continued reading it to her now that the baby's born, like when she's feeding the baby or whatever. The baby likes hearing both of our voices, likes hearing us talk to each other back and forth. So, you know, me reading is a good, you know, opportunity for her to listen to me, and Marion might say something or giggle, because it's a pretty funny book, too. If you like funny books, yeah, Terry Pratchett writes a lot of those. Wow. Should have probably had an outline or something put together for this. Whoa. I hear a skeleton. You are slaying. Okay, so, skeletons, Discworld, babies. What will this video not have in it? That skeleton's going... He's flanking me, is he? Not anymore. Yeah, well, he was flanking me. Ah, don't want to go down there. And probably... I'm going to get so lost in here. I'm a little tired. This is... Okay, so that looks like a spiderweb nest thing over there. So there's probably a bunch of spawners or something that way. Okay. Let's just look around here. So there's some iron. Make sure that nothing's going to come up at us from here. Great. Okay. It is really disorienting. I haven't played Minecraft for like 6 days or something like that. I think this is the longest I've gone without playing Minecraft in like a year or something crazy. Okay. Okay, I'm getting the hang of it. Getting the hang of it again. Got some seeds, some bread, some redstone. That's nice. Lava on top of that, dripping through that wood there. That's going to be something to keep an eye out for. Let's get us some blocks and pop up here, I think. Okay, so we got... Got some iron there. Got a spiderweb. That's what's doing that right there. Okay, another chest. This one's empty. Good deal. Eventually, I will have all of my barrens. Now, where did that lava come from? It was dripping down? Somewhere over here. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, having the baby is good. We are much happier having the baby not in Marion's tummy than having the baby in Marion's tummy. Because honestly, like, it's one of those things where by the end, she was waking up all the time anyway from the baby kicking her and stuff. Oh, hey, there's where that lava came from. So that's going to just start slowly burning through everything, but whatever. So she wasn't getting a ton of sleep anyway, and the baby only really cries when she needs something, and, you know, it's kind of our job to help her out because she's too little to get stuff for herself. So, you know, I don't really begrudge her that. You know, it's not... And she'll stop crying as soon as you give her whatever it is that she's asking for. And then she'll just kind of hang out and look around and be cute. So, I mean, I'm a pretty big fan of the baby. But, let's see. So, it's kind of weird, you know, when you're at the hospital all the time. Because there's always people coming in and bothering you and, like, asking to check vitals and stuff like that. Which is, like, blood pressure and things. And, you know, they just really, they're all on their schedule because they've got tons of patients, and, you know, the baby and Marion are trying to get on their own schedule, and so it was a real relief coming home finally, and being able to just worry about Marion and the baby and not having to work around all the nurses and stuff, because even though it's great to know that, you know, okay, everything's healthy, everything's fine, sometimes you're just like, well, the baby just fell asleep, do we really need to put a bunch of cold things on her back? Creeper? Creeper? That was a single shot. Okay. Now let's, what's dark over here? Where did this creeper come from? I don't know. Well, whatever. Hey, gold. I would like to have that. Hey, there's more gold. Okay, so, anyway, yeah, it's nice to just be home, not have to worry about everybody else's schedule besides,
the babies and Marion's, and I'm off work technically at this point. I'm on paternity leave until the end of February at least. Marion's got some decreased mobility as a result of some minor complications of the being in labor that long. Nothing like, dangerous or, anything, terrible. Just the sort of thing where, like, for the next few weeks, she's not going to be quite as mobile as she would have been otherwise. So it's going to be up to me to, like, do a lot of the stuff around the house or, go to the grocery store and stuff. So, depending on her recovery speed, I'm going to be going back to my day job sometime around March 1st. But luckily, I've got enough sick days saved up that I can use to take care of her, that we won't be in any financial trouble if that has to go on for another few weeks past March 1st. Whoa! Which I don't expect it to, because she's hopefully going to be pretty responsible about her work. Okay. Good. Creeper's dead. That's a skeleton there. But anyway, as long as she's pretty careful with not overextending herself, she should recover easily and be up and down stairs and running around and everything again soon. So one thing I didn't realize about having a baby is that they require that parents take the baby back to the pediatrician like the day after the baby is born. And this to me seemed kind of crazy because, like, really, we just got out of the hospital, whatever. I'm guessing it's really more for, like, really irresponsible parents to kind of have the, give the pediatrician a chance to, like, check in. They also weigh the baby and make sure that there's no, like, massive problems, like the baby hasn't lost a ton of weight or anything since going home. Just any warning signs or whatnot. Let's see. Anything cool over here? Just some iron. But when we went to the pediatrician had some medical school students there. I think they were first years because they didn't even have their white coats yet. And I think you get your white coat after your first year of medical school. They were, they were just kind of hanging out in the back of the room while the pediatrician, checked on the baby. And it was kind of nice, too, because the pediatrician is explaining everything to them that she's doing, like what she's listening for, things like that, which I found interesting because I would like to know what's going on, too. And, normally I wouldn't want to bother the doctor while she was in the middle of doing something to be like, so why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? So it's kind of neat because it's like I get to listen to the doctor talk about, everything she's doing as she's doing it, and I'm not the one asking the dumb questions. But when she got out the stethoscope and was listening to the baby's heart, she mentioned to one of the students that the baby's heart rate is a little bit higher than, an adult's. And one of the medical students asks, oh, yeah, doesn't it get up into the hundreds? And, the baby's actual heart rate is like 124 or so, to 150 at most. Like, so yeah, it technically gets into the hundreds, but I'm not a great person, and I'm also not in charge of her education. So, completely levelly, I just, reply, oh, yeah, like 600 or 700, easy. And all three of the medical students are just like, wow. And the doctor's just looking at them like, I'm like, no, I was joking. And the student is like, what? Why would you lie to me? I'm a student, I don't know any better. And I'm like, well, I'm not a doctor. Why would you listen to me? So, I don't know. That was the only thing I really did to harass anybody while that was the only thing I really did to mess with anybody in the medical system while we were there. Because pretty much I was just being as well behaved as possible and quiet and not bugging anybody. Because I don't want to anger or, like, as much as I like being funny, like, I'm not even worried about making people mad at me because they don't get the joke. I'm worried about distracting them from doing their job, and it's very important they be able to do their job. So yeah, I pretty much spent a long time, like, not even making any jokes or doing anything particularly humorous, So excuse me if it takes me a few days to spin back up on that, too. I'm going to be so lost, as though I were not already so lost. Hey, you're a spider. You can't get through there. Oh, how did you get through there? Wow, good spidering. Good job. So, lapis lazuli, that'll be nice to come back with a fortune pick for. And we are going to flee. Okay, so that's a spider or skeleton spawner. That will be good to keep a note of. Let's go back out the way we came, which of course we perfectly remember how we came here. Yes. Okay. So I will come back with a fortune pick for that lapis lazuli, and maybe I'll set up some sort of skeleton trap. Maybe I don't know. I'm not exactly the best at monster spawner trap building. But let's see. Oh yeah, other stuff that was kind of crazy. Apparently, the black bean burgers that they had at the like hospital restaurant thing, au bon pain, which is French for like pain of the bread or something like that. The burgers that they had were black bean burgers, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I kind of like Mexican stuff. It's like black bean and avocado and stuff. I'm like, oh, that sounds like nice toppings for a burger. Okay, I'll have that, because I'm starving and exhausted, and, you know, I've been at the hospital for like 30 hours. And it turns out that when they say black bean burger, they don't mean like a burger with black beans on top of it. It's not a topping. It's the actual hamburger patty has been replaced, inexplicably, with black beans. It's like, remember all that meat that you paid $8 for? Yeah, that's the other thing, is like, I wouldn't be as upset if I hadn't paid like $8.30 for it, but whatever. Anyway, let's see. What else is going on? The baby, I talked about the black bean burger. Yeah, the baby is very well tempered, fortunately, so hopefully that means I'll be able to do a lot of recording. I can't promise you that quite yet, but hopefully I'm going to be able to do a lot of recording and streaming and stuff, working around her schedule. She's getting enough sleep. She's not too grumpy all the time. Marion's getting enough sleep that she's in a good mood. I'm getting enough sleep. We're all just kind of taking turns sleeping pretty much, or like once the baby's happy, she'll be happy, you know, essentially indefinitely. Like, or not indefinitely, that's a bad way to put that, but she'll be happy until something happens to make her unhappy again. So, you know, it's one of those things where if we feed her, change her diaper, burp her, and all that, then she's going to be fine for like 90 minutes to 2 hours when she's hungry, because she has to eat every 2 hours or so. But like, you know, so if you get one sleep cycle in every time the baby, you know, goes to bed or whatever, you get plenty of rest, and then you still have plenty of time the rest of the day. I think most people need between, let's see, I think it's between 5 and 6 sleep cycles a day. And so, you know, we just kind of sleep when the baby sleeps sometimes, and then other times we can come do stuff like what I'm doing right now with my little recording and all. And other times, you know, like we play games or watch Downton Abbey or, you know, all that stuff. Let's see. I'm sure that there's like a million things I'm probably forgetting to talk about just because, like I said, I'm really tired, and this is, have not gotten... Well, it's not that I'm so tired that I haven't had time to organize my thoughts. I thought I would start recording just to get back in the habit of recording, and so, yeah, maybe that's a better way to put it. It's not that I'm tired, I'm just doing a bad job because I'm exhausted, like, and I'm out of practice. So, I'm hoping to do some more videos throughout the rest of the week, and don't know how many. Like, theoretically, because I'm not going to work right now, I should be able to even maybe do more than I normally would, but we'll have to see how that goes, because, you know, I got to keep Marion happy, and with her not being able to get up and about as much as she might like, you know, if she needs something from the grocery or whatnot, I'm going to be the one to get it. So, anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. You know what? You know what I thought of just now? I'm probably forgetting to tell you all this cool stuff that you want to know. Post questions about the baby in the comments, and I'll try and do a baby new dad question and answer thing. Yeah. I'll do a baby question and answer thing. So this is a call for baby questions, and probably my next video will involve me chatting about the baby and answering your questions. So just leave your questions in the comments below. I might do some streams in the near future. If you want to see my streams, you can follow me at, dang it, whoa, Worst Typist, this booth, dang it, I hate this booth. Well, no, I actually love it. So I was going to say twitch.tv/JoeHills and twitter.com/JoeHills. And like and follow, or like and comment. So anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.